Welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson,
I'm Tom Hobley.
and we are talking Vegas. We got an exciting weekend coming up for the Xfinity and the Cup Series, kicking off the round of 8 for the NASCAR playoffs. Buddy, I always love it for Vegas in the playoffs. I think it was a great addition a couple years ago. And now we know the mile and a halves are some of the best tracks that we go to
Yeah.
the next gen era. But let's talk Xfinity to kick off this weekend. We got the Alsco Uniforms 302. They added 2 more miles to this race than the spring race, which I think is hilarious.
Ha. Well, it's a
Uh,
playoff race. You gotta show that you really want it.
yeah, exactly. 302
Wait,
miles.
did the spring race go into overtime? Because that would kind of ruin the whole gambit.
Maybe, who knows? So we got 302 miles, 201 laps. Stages 1 and 2 will be 45 laps each, and the final will be 111 laps. Previous winners here, we had Austin Hill in the spring, and Josh Berry won last year in the fall. So, buddy, we got a lot of guys that are trying to make a name for themselves and put themselves into the championship round of the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs. Who you got taking the checkered flag, and who do you think will be the first driver, if it'll be a driver, to lock themselves into the round of 4?
Well, again, for both Xfinity and Cup, this weekend is so important
Mm-hmm.
because if you're a playoff driver, you win. You get to put in that championship four. You don't have to worry about Homestead. You don't have to worry about Martinsville. Put all your focus for 3 weeks straight into that Phoenix race car to make it the best there is. So I think we're going to see those playoff drivers really go for it here. And I think it's going to be a tight battle between the 20 and the 21. But I think John Hunter Nemechek is going to pull it off this weekend.
All right, not bad, not bad. I gotta go with the 16 car Chandler Smith. He looked pretty damn stellar in the spring race at Vegas. Been a pretty fast car all season long, and I think he'll make his way into the final 4. I think he'll be one of those
Yeah,
guys.
he's on the outside looking in. It would shake up the playoffs a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be nice for him to not have to worry about making up those 11 points.
Yeah,
And
right.
just again, like we said, focus on Phoenix.
Yep. And you and me, man, we have been on it for our picks. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
last couple weeks you have been on it with your
Yeah, I
Xfinity
got
picks, I believe.
got 3 in a row with Talladega and
Yep.
into the Roval, and then
Yeah,
you
you got
closed out
Sam
that
Mayer.
for that. Yeah, I got Sam Mayer at the Roval. You got Albenzinger. Guys, you gotta tune in for this prediction show because we have some pretty good insight here.
Yeah, man, DraftKings needs to sponsor us or something. Make some people some money, man. What the hell?
Let's reach out. Come on, Dirty
Yeah,
Modo. Who?
yeah, right. Well, yeah, we have been on it, buddy. But let's talk Cup Series now. We got the South Point 400. Speaking of casinos, speaking of gambling, we got the South Point 400 race, 400 miles, 267 laps. Stages 1 and 2 will be 80 laps each, and the final will be 107. Previous winners here, William Byron won in the spring, and Joey Logano won last year in the fall, locked himself into the championship round, where
Moving on
he
to win the championship.
yep,
Yeah.
went on to win a championship after another mediocre season, just like he did in 2018. That's how Joey wins championships. We don't have to worry about that this year.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
So buddy, I'll go first for my pick. This is a guy who's fresh out of the playoffs. He had a hell of a season. And we know that him and this team are just great on these kind of tracks. I'm going for that 23 car, Bubba Wallace. He is damn good on these mile and a halves, and he did it last year. He wasn't in the playoffs, but he won on a mile and a half at Kansas. So let's go
Yeah, he
23,
did.
Bubba
He didn't.
Wallace.
He didn't win Vegas last year.
No, no, he did. He did something else that was on a
He kind of
highlight.
yeah, he got a low light of his career there.
Yeah.
So at first I thought you said you were picking somebody who's fresh out. I thought you were gonna go with my guy Kyle over here.
KB. No, I'm going old Bubba Wallace, man. He's one of the best drivers on these mile and a halves
I'm
right
losing
now.
connection here.
Oh,
All right, man. I really thought you were gonna pick my guy, but you threw me for a loop there. No, I'm gonna pick a guy in the playoffs.
mm-hmm.
And again, we just hyped up how smart we are, and this is going to be the dumbest pick of the year. But again, I guess I said that last week, and Ty Gibbs finished top 5, so maybe I'm not too far off. He's had an abysmal playoffs, but he's still in it, and he was one pit stop basically away from winning this race in the spring. I think Martin Truex is going to be the first to punch his ticket into the championship 4, and he's going to assert himself and say that he belongs there after this just horrible year, or this horrible postseason. I just, he's got to, you got to think the other shoe's going to drop for him. And I think it would be a great way to come out and say, hey, I belong here. I want to win this championship.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's the worst pick in the world. He's just been a little off this playoffs and can definitely find his stride back at a track where he knows how to win. So, yeah, definitely. I think it'd be a great opportunity for MTJ.
Yeah. I also think we should look out for Ryan Blaney. Again, just with the fact that Joey Logano did win last year, and Ryan Blaney's been showing his stuff on mile and a halfs.
Mm-hmm.
And again, if Ryan Blaney wins this, then you got to look out for him at Phoenix, where he finished second the past 2 years, or past 2 races, I believe.
All right.
So
He could be another sneaky one here.
exactly. I mean, again, this race is probably the most important race of this round, which feels a little backwards. Again, just because it comes down to that one championship race, you don't get another series to race for the championship. So to be able to lock yourself in as early as possible, you gotta make it happen.
Yeah, definitely. But I am stoked for this round of the playoffs. We start off with Vegas, and then we go to Homestead, which is just such a great track,
Oh, Homestead's gonna be so good.
Yeah, especially with these next gen cars.
And Xfinity puts on a great show at Homestead too.
Oh yeah.
So
and then Martinsville will be a toss up because we've seen how these cars run at short track, so I don't really expect too much.
Hopefully it's hot at Martinsville. But
yeah, hopefully.
Granted, the time of year it's not going to be hot at Martinsville.
No, not one bit. But buddy,
yeah.
I think that'll about wrap things up for us. Vegas is going to be an exciting weekend to kick off these playoffs. You got anything else to add?
No, it's just we're getting on a crunch time. It's kind of sad, you know. 4 races left. That's it. 4 races left for the Cup Series, 4 for the Xfinity, only 2 for trucks. So it's quickly coming to an end. This has been one of my favorite NASCAR seasons ever, but I've been able to get out to more races and interact with a lot more fans. I met you this season, so like it's been a great season, and I don't want it to end, but it has to, and it's going to be an exciting push to the finish.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic year of racing. I'd say even much better than last year when we saw the 16 different winners or 15 different winners make it into the playoffs. It was absolutely phenomenal.
For sure.
And I guess one thing I forgot to add is for the Homestead race, we got the Forever 400 for Kevin Harvick. I absolutely love that. That is one way to kick off Kevin Harvick's retirement right there, or end
we for sure can talk about that next week too, as we're going to that race. But I think it's a very special thing. I mean, he said it himself. It's been one of the most surprising special gifts he's received on his little retirement tour that he's gotten. And for Mobil 1 and the Speedway and NASCAR to be able to pull that off and name it after, again, nothing but respect. Again, I've never been the biggest fan of Kevin, but you gotta recognize real when it's there. And he's done so much. He's been such an icon in the sport. That you got to believe that's necessary. I mean, they renamed the freaking racetrack after Jeff Gordon at Phoenix for his last race.
Yeah.
So you wonder what Phoenix is going to do. Homestead's like laid out the gambit for him. You know,
yeah. Phoenix, that's Kevin's home Phoenix right there.
Exactly. So we'll see what that goes. But again, yeah, it's just a sweet gesture by NASCAR for them to rename that race. And we know that races named after Kevin Harvick and his sponsors get won by Kyle Busch. So
I was going to say, hey, both of our drivers had a race named after them. You had the Bushy McBush race.
Exactly. And then the race, the M&M's fan appreciation race, the driver of the M&M's car finished last.
Right.
So, you know.
Wasn't that when
that was when Denny he was disqualified?
Yeah. And Chase won it.
Yeah, not great. But no, I'm playing around. But yeah, it's excellent gesture by Homestead. Good on them.
Yeah, absolutely. So should be a great end of the season with these handful of races, bud.
And might I say that we're going to see the best race that Las Vegas will see this fall, this weekend. And again, that includes the F1 race.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have time to get into it, and I don't want to bore Ian with my F1 talk. But I've been watching F1, and just go look it up, all the crazy stuff that F1's trying to do to the city of Las Vegas. If you haven't been well versed,
All I know is
including
Max
they just
Verstappen's
yeah.
going to win. That's all my F1 knowledge. Max
He's
Verstappen's going to win the race.
he's already won the championship.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. What's the point in watching anymore? It's over.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So, yeah, go read up on it. It's interesting. He won it in a sprint race. It's basically they have a race weekend,
Mhm.
but sometimes they run 2 races. One's just shorter. So he won the title in this like shorter ancillary race, not even like a main Grand Prix.
Really?
So like I equated it to like NASCAR putting the championship race as Bristol Dirt or something stupid, like just something weird and gimmicky.
Right.
It was silly, but again, this is NASCAR. We like fenders here. I just like racing, so I keep watching.
That's for damn sure.
I watch it all, but again, I wholeheartedly believe that this race weekend will be better for Las Vegas than F1
Oh, yeah.
inaugural race on the strip that starts at midnight or something. So
all right, bud. Well, I'm excited for racing in Sin City this weekend. Should be fun for the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series. Guys, make sure to comment down below who you think is going to win on Saturday and who you think is going to win on Sunday, and who's going to be the first driver to lock themselves into the round of 4 of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Well, that'll do it for us, guys. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Tom Hobble.
We'll see you guys next time.